I've invited my friend Amy, and my question I asked you earlier was, what is it that has most encouraged you about Jesus' death? And if you could just share a story, something of your own personal experience to the ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. So I think to understand my perspective, I think I'd need to explain a bit about my background. So I grew up with a very abusive father. Mine was not a happy childhood. I had, the father who wouldn't, put himself out for my comfort, for my benefit. He wouldn't help me if it inconvenienced him. And so that's, that's the kind of background that I'm coming from. But at the same time, I guess I held on to this fairy tale, if you like, of what a good father should be. Somebody who cares for you, who cherishes you, who makes you feel valuable. And it was a dream that I really had no experience of, but like I say, it was a fairy tale. And so then, I came to university back in 2005, and that was the first time I'd had real contact with Christians. I ended up, on a corridor in the halls with two other Christians who, got to know. They invited me along to the Christian Union and were really just showing me God in a way I'd never experienced before. And so I came to this point where I learned that God, the Father, had sent his son to die on a cross. And I guess I had two different reactions to that. My upbringing, one where my father would and did use me for his benefit, had me thinking, well, yeah, God the Father, he's the powerful one here. He'll use his son to get, to meet his aims, to get what he wants. And then, the idealistic me, because I still was, even after all that, I still had this idealistic side, was more horrified. So how could a father who claims to love his son see him suffer like that? Why would he do that? And that is something I wrestled with for so long. I had, with my Christian friends, with the CU, it's something I struggled with for so long. And eventually, I guess I realized, or God showed me, that God the Father allowed his son to suffer, not because he doesn't love Jesus, but because he loves me. And that was an incredible thing, to see that just the power, the love, that, and I discovered that ideal father that I'd been searching for, that I'd been dreaming of. He actually existed. And I think that is the thing that encourages me most about Jesus' death, is not necessarily the forgiveness of sins, or anything like that. It's that I gained a family. I gained a brother in Jesus. I gained a father. And I'd never experienced anything like it. That God the Father loved me so much that he was willing to send his son to suffer. That Jesus loves me so much and cherishes me so much that he was willing to go to the cross to die for me. I think that's what encourages me most.
Oh, thanks, mate. Thanks. I mean, I think it's helpful what Amy said, that so often we can sort of think like God is just angry, wanting to throw lightning bolts from heaven at people who are just horrible. But as Amy said, he loved Jesus. He loved him so much, and he loves us, that he was willing to send his son to die on the cross so that we can be in that relationship. And as Amy said, Jesus, as Christians, Jesus is our brother. So we are God's sons and daughters. So, yeah, just take that away and think about that God isn't that God who hates you, that is throwing lightning bolts at you. If he's willing to send his son to die on the cross, that we can have that reconciliation. Thank you very much. Thanks,
Thank you.
Amy.